What if the secret to healing was never hidden within cold laboratories alone, but carried quietly upon waves of sound that have moved through creation since the beginning? For centuries, sacred tones and harmonic frequencies have drifted through temples, chants, ceremonies, and healing traditions like forgotten rivers of memory. Many dismiss them as mysticism, folklore, or spiritual imagination. Yet beneath the surface of these ancient practices, modern biophysics is beginning to uncover something quietly extraordinary. Life responds to vibration, not symbolically alone, but physically. Within the human body, cells communicate through subtle electrical currents and mechanical motion. The heart pulses in rhythm. Brain waves rise and fall like tides beneath the moon. Nerves carry luminous signals through living pathways woven beneath skin and bone. Even the smallest structures within us move through oscillation and resonance, as though the body itself remembers an ancient song still echoing through matter. Among these frequencies, one tone has gathered unusual attention. 528 Hz, often called the miracle frequency, it has long been associated with restoration, harmony, and transformation. While many exaggerated claims surround it, researchers exploring resonance, cymatics, and bioacoustic signaling are beginning to ask deeper questions about the relationship between sound and biological systems. Can vibration influence the nervous system? Can sound alter emotional and physiological states? Can frequency shape the patterns through which life organizes itself? As sound passes through water, sand, and living tissue, it leaves geometric fingerprints behind, forming intricate patterns through invisible waves of motion. In the same way roots stretch toward water and flowers turn toward sunlight, the body may also respond to harmonic environments in ways science is only beginning to understand. Perhaps healing is not always the forceful correction of the body, but the gentle remembrance of balance. Perhaps the body is not merely flesh and chemistry, but a living field of rhythm, resonance, and intelligent motion woven into the greater harmony of nature itself. And perhaps sound is more than something we hear. Perhaps it is something we are. Long before modern instruments translated vibration into graphs and equations, ancient cultures already understood that sound possessed transformative power. Chants echoed through stone temples. Drums pulsed beneath moonlit ceremonies. Sacred songs were carried across deserts, forests, mountains, and oceans as vessels for healing, prayer, and remembrance. To the modern mind, these practices are often reduced to superstition. Yet science itself now reveals that the universe is not silent. Everything moves, everything vibrates. The stars hum with electromagnetic resonance. The Earth itself produces measurable frequencies through atmospheric interaction. Even atoms, once imagined as solid particles, are now understood as dynamic fields of energetic motion dancing within vast spaces of seeming emptiness. Matter is not stillness. Matter is rhythm, and within the human body, that rhythm becomes astonishingly complex. The heart generates electromagnetic waves extending beyond the skin. Brain activity unfolds through oscillating frequencies that shift during meditation, dreaming, fear, and deep sleep. Cells communicate not only chemically, but mechanically, responding to pressure, vibration, and energetic signaling from the environment around them. The body listens constantly, not only with ears, but with tissue, water, nerves, and field-like system science is still struggling to fully understand. This is where cymatics becomes impossible to ignore. When sound frequencies move through water or fine particles, they create visible geometric structures. Certain tones produce chaos, others produce astonishing symmetry, forming mandala-like patterns from invisible vibration alone. Sound shaping matter, order emerging from frequency. And because the human body is composed largely of water, some researchers have begun asking whether living systems themselves may organize in response to harmonic environments, not through magic, through resonance. This idea forms the bridge between ancient intuition and emerging bioacoustic science. For generations, solfeggio frequencies were spoken of as sacred tones capable of influencing consciousness and emotional states. Among them, 528 Hz became surrounded by extraordinary claims. Some called it the love frequency, others claimed it could repair DNA itself. Modern science has not proven such dramatic conclusions, and yet the deeper mystery remains alive. Because sound already alters biology in measurable ways. Ultrasound is used medically to image internal structures and break apart kidney stones through concentrated vibration. Vibroacoustic therapy has been explored for stress reduction and nervous system regulation. Rhythmic auditory stimulation has shown influence on mood, movement, and neurological states. The body responds to frequency. This is no longer speculation. The real question is how deeply that influence extends. Emerging fields such as mechanobiology now study how cells physically react to force and vibration. Tiny shifts in mechanical tension can influence cellular behavior, gene expression, and biological signaling pathways. Researchers have observed how external stimuli shape the internal environment of living systems in ways once thought impossible. The implications feel almost ancient, as though the body is less like a machine assembled from separate parts and more like an ecosystem of resonant intelligence, continuously adapting to the frequencies surrounding it. Perhaps this is why certain sounds calm the nervous system almost instantly. Flowing water, wind through trees, rain against rooftops, birdsong at dawn. These are not merely pleasant noises. They are harmonic environments the human organism evolved beside for thousands of years. Modern life, by contrast, surrounds the nervous system with mechanical stress frequencies, engines, alerts, fluorescent buzzing, traffic, digital overstimulation, fragmented attention, a civilization vibrating out of rhythm with itself. And maybe this is why so many people feel drawn back toward sacred sound practices, meditation tones, chanting, tuning forks, and frequency-based healing spaces. Not because they reject science, but because something within them remembers resonance. Still, skepticism remains important. The world of frequency healing is flooded with exaggerated promises, misleading claims, and commercial mysticism disguised as certainty. No single tone instantly cures disease. No frequency alone replaces medicine, nourishment, movement, rest, or emotional healing. Yet dismissing the entire field may be equally short-sighted. History is filled with discoveries once ridiculed before the tools existed to properly understand them. Invisible bacteria were once considered fantasy. The effects of meditation on the brain were dismissed for decades. Even the invisible electromagnetic forces carrying wireless communication would have sounded impossible centuries ago. Human understanding evolves, and perhaps we are only beginning to rediscover how deeply vibration shapes life itself. In recent years, researchers exploring acoustic stimulation and neurological resonance have begun experimenting with highly targeted sound applications capable of influencing brain states and chemical responses. Though still early, these studies hint toward a future where sound may become part of integrative therapeutic systems designed to support emotional regulation, cognitive recovery, and nervous system balance. Not mystical healing chambers from fantasy, but carefully tuned environments where resonance becomes part of medicine itself. Imagine hospitals designed not only around chemistry, but harmony. Healing spaces built with acoustic intelligence. Rooms tuned for restoration rather than stress. Frequencies used to calm trauma responses, improve focus, support meditation, or assist neurological recovery. It sounds futuristic, yet fragments of that future are already emerging quietly around the edges of modern science. And beneath all of this lingers an even deeper question. Why does the universe respond so profoundly to vibration in the first place? Modern physics increasingly describes reality not as solid matter, but as fluctuating energetic fields interacting through patterns, waves, and probabilities. Ancient spiritual traditions described creation differently, yet often arrived at strangely similar ideas. sacred words shaping reality, cosmic tones, vibrational harmony, the universe spoken into existence. Perhaps these are only metaphors, or perhaps ancient cultures sense truths they lack the tools to measure, not through equations, but through direct relationship with nature, rhythm, silence, ceremony, and the living world around them. Perhaps healing was never understood as domination over the body, but participation within harmony, a return to balance rather than conquest. And maybe that is the true mystery hidden beneath the conversation surrounding solfeggio frequencies. Not whether one single tone possesses supernatural power, but whether life itself is fundamentally musical in nature, a vast symphony of electrical pulses, harmonic fields, cellular rhythms, breathing tides, magnetic currents, and geometric resonance woven together into conscious existence. Perhaps the human body is not merely surviving within the universe, perhaps it is singing with it. And somewhere within that great unseen chorus, between science and spirit, between measurable vibration and ancient remembrance, humanity may be rediscovering a forgotten truth. Sound does not simply move through us, it shapes us, quietly, continuously, like the invisible breath of creation itself.